Hey, beginner guitar players, low level, intermediate, stop what you're doing. Today's practice session is going to be great. You're going to want to do this. Key of G, every chord change, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not going to do the diminished 7, but every chord change there is that's possible, we're going to practice 1-minute chord changes. Stick around. Hey everyone, Paul Zagorski here for PZ Guitar, your virtual practice partner. And like I said at the top, the key of G, 1-minute changes. And this time we're going to do 1-minute changes. It's going to be a little bit different than the first time when we did the key of C. Here we're going to make this just a little bit more musical. And we're also going to not do the diminished chord. The diminished chord is really, for beginners, just not really necessary at this point. It's much more important to do the other 6 chords. So for the key of G, it's going to be down, up, down, switch, and go back again. So I'm going to put on the screen all the chord shapes, and we're also going to do very simplified chord shapes for this. We're not going to do any bar chords, and we're going to give you the option to do simplified chord shapes. So on the screen right now, here you go. So I have the chord shapes too, as well as I have every single combination list. I suggest that you print these out and keep them for reference, and especially for the 1-minute change of the combinations list, to mark your progress. Make copies of those things and keep track of the ones that you do. So for example, the way you read this chart, if you go across the top, the first chord, the G chord, we're going to do a G to A minor. The next time we're going to do it, we're going to be G to B minor, and we're going to do the simplified B minor chord, the B minor 11. And then we're going to do G to C, and we're going to do G to D, and we're going to do G to E minor. That's lab 1. Lab 2, we're going to start with the A minor chord and go out the rest of them. A minor to B minor 11, A minor to C, A minor to D, A minor to E minor, and so on. So stick around for the lab number 1, and let's get ready to practice. Okay everyone, time to do lab number 1, key of G, 1-minute changes. They're not really going to be 1 minute. We're going to do them about 10 to 12, maybe 15 times each. And so let's do our G chord, and I'm going to use the simplified G chord, which is 6th string, 3rd fret, ring finger, A string, the 5th string, middle finger, 2nd fret, and that's it. That's a G6. That's a perfectly fine substitute for a full G. If you want to do the full G, put your pinky down. If you want to use the 4-finger G chord, that's fine. If you want to use what I call the classical G, that's fine too. But a G6 is perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. So that's what we're going to do. This is going to be simplified chord changes, nice and slow. So again, just to reiterate, just as an example, down, up, down, switch. That's 1. That's 2. And we're going to do that 10, 12, maybe more, until we feel like we get a good rhythm going. So here we go. Are you ready? Enough prep work. Let's practice. Stop dilly-dallying. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. 4. few more. Last one. Okay, that was the 1 to the 2, G to A minor, and let's do 1 to 3. Let's do G to the B minor 11. And I like this stepping stone substitute, the B minor 11. Mute the 6th string, 2nd fret, open, 2nd fret, open, open, open. So there you go. That's a perfect. That is a B minor. It has an extension on it, B minor 11, but it works wonderfully, and it's nice, and that's what we're trying to do here. Simple chord changes. Get yourself used to doing this. So here we go. G chord, simplified G. That's 3. Few more. Last one. Okay, let's continue on the lap here. Now we're going to do G to C. All right, so on the C chord, we're going to have a simplified version of the C chord. We're going to do the C major 7. Mute, 3, 2, open, open. Okay? So, and it's going to be an easy transition between the simplified G. Just move the 2 fingers that you have in the pool, move them down a string set. 1, 1. So here we go. Few more. Last one. Okay, we're ripping through these. Now let's do 1 to 5. G to D. Now the D chord is always played, you know, you're familiar with it. So I suggest, just a suggestion, you do however you want to do it, but I'm going to do this for this particular practice session. I'm going to use the 4th finger, the rock and roll G, because I have an anchor finger between this G chord, which is 3, 2, open, open, 3, 3. I have an anchor finger to my D chord. My ring finger never leaves the fretboard. And so I find find this to be a very easy transition. Hopefully you do too. So here we go. We'll do this one nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Okay, we are just ripping through this. Remember, the key here: keep your hand moving. Move. You don't. If you find it hard to keep at my pace, do it your own pace, or go faster, or go slower. But the idea is to get used to making these transitions in time. And the key to time is to keep your hand moving. I say this all the time because it's true. Keep your hand moving. So here we go. Our simplified G chord to E minor. This is going to be another easy transition, kind of like this to the C chord here. Are you ready? So let's not waste anymore. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two more. Last one. Okay, that's it for lab 1. See it in lab number 2 when we start with A minor and go out to E minor, and we'll also do B minor out to E minor. See it in lab. Okay, welcome back. Give your fingers a nice little rest. Let's get ready to start with the A minor. Start with the second degree of the key of G, A minor, and we'll do A minor to B minor, A minor to C, A minor to D, and A minor to E minor. So are you ready? Let's do this. So A minor, we know our grip for that. So here we go, and we're going to go to the simplified B minor. A few more. That's fantastic. Excellent. Let's start ready to do A minor to C. Now, A minor to C, 2 anchor fingers between those two. So for the A minor to the C, your first and your middle finger is going to be common to the C chord. All you're moving is your ring finger. So here we go. Are you ready? Let's practice this. Okay, beginners? Here we go. Few more. Last one. Okay, let's continue on. A minor to D, 2 to 5. A minor to D. So here we go. You're ready. Keep your hand moving. A few more. Excellent. Last one of this lab is going to be A minor to E minor. So let's get ready. We know the drill. We know the pattern. We know the chords. Let's practice. few more. Last one. Give your fingers a little rest, a well-deserved rest. I'll see you in the lab for number 3 for the rest. So B minor, we start with B minor and do all the combinations of B minor. Then we'll do C for two grips, and then we'll do the last one, D to E minor. See you, stick around. See you in the lab. Okay, lab number 3. So it's going to be B minor to C, B minor to D, B minor to E minor. Then we'll go straight into C to D, C to E minor, and lastly D to E minor, and that's it. That's every combination. You know, everything to everything. In perhaps the best guitar key there is, key of G. So many songs in the key of G. And they're great chords. They're easy chords, especially if you have to do the third of the thing and you have this B minor 11 as a substitute chord. The world opens up to you. So no more. Let's go. Here we go. B minor 11 in this case, to C. Few more. Last one. Remember, that was the simplified C chord, not the full well, it was not this one, it was this one. But it still works wonderfully well. So let's do B minor to D. So it's the simplified B minor. So here we go. Few more. Last one. Okay. B minor to E minor. 3 to 6. B minor to E minor. This is going to be an easy transition. Okay, that's it for B minor. So let's now start tackling C, the fourth of the chords. So we're going to do C to D, C to E, M. So we're going to do our simplified C chord, and we're going to go to D. Here we go. Few more. Last one. C to E minor. Now I'm going to play the E minor chord a little different. I'm going to use the first finger and the second finger for my E minor, and I'm going to still use the simplified C chord. So for C, it's going to go here, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to lift off my ring and put down my index. Cool. So here we go. You're ready. Few more. Last one. Okay, I'm going to give my finger here just a quick little break. So we have come to the last combination, 5 to 6, D to E minor. So okay, here we go. Ready? Let's just get right into it. D to E minor. Few more. Last one. Hey, you did it. This was a long practice session. I'll see you in the recap. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around. This was a long, extended practice session, and it was perhaps the most valuable session that I think we've done. Is that the key of G is such a great guitar chord key. So many great chords in it, so many great songs in it, and it's a worthwhile to get to be able to change between any chord within the key from anywhere to anywhere. And that's what this lesson is all about. So if you found value in this lesson, please subscribe if you haven't already. Give a comment as to what you liked, what you didn't like, or what things you might want to try and do in the future, and I'll make a lesson and we'll practice them together. One of the big changes that I did for this particular practice session versus the previous one in the key of C. In the key of C, it was, you know, it was just single stroke change, single stroke change, and it was painful to do, and it was probably painful to listen to. But here with this, became a little bit easier on the ears and probably perhaps a little bit more musical. And so I think that makes it, but you get the same benefit. You get the same benefit. So again, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. So keep practicing.